Okay, welcome to episode 2 of this exciting Let's Play adventure in which maybe I'll actually get through a turn of this game. Though, still a bit for me to explain here as I go through my turn. I'm just going to explain things as I hit them, as I go through my process. What I'm going to do here. So once again, my current goal is just to get through the rest of the year, get to harvesting season, so my armies will have food, so I can go in and conquer the next enemy. And by doing so, usually where I like to start. Oh yeah, so I just conquered this new territory, which means some of these castles are actually damaged. So I'm gonna want to go ahead and repair those. Nabe here is damaged. Once again, I just have the overseers in this province. That's a problem. We have a guy coming back here who's going to have a bunch of officers that are going to need places to stay. As you can see, oh my gosh, I need a sign of lord there too. We need to add a guy there. I have 4, but 2 of those are my daughters, which I kind of want to keep at home. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait for this guy to get back, which is gonna take another turn at least. So we won't bother with officer management until then. Um, so for now, we could put the overseer to do it. Though there might be some good political officers that would be better at overseers than the actual lord themselves. That's another thing. Lords of a castle are different from the actual people who are in charge of the development of the castle. Uh, Usually, a good rule of thumb is lords, you want to be actually good at military and stuff. At least in my opinion, the easier for me to organize is I usually have people who are good at military, rulers of the castle, and people who are good at politics be the overseers. And that's because when you raise a unit in a castle, like so, we can't because we don't have any food. Great. But when you raise a unit in a castle, it's only one unit, like this unit here. So each unit that you see walking around, oops, is actually connected to their particular castle. For example, this guy is connected to his castle way in the south here because I had to pull reinforcements all the way from the other end of my territory. Another thing this game gets done great is the sense of scale, because even though this is just, this is even the mainland of Japan, but the act of me pulling troops from one end of my province and bringing them all the way over to just this middle province here, like, was actually a big deal, because the roads to that province weren't as developed, because you have to develop every single road in this game, which is also amazing. Um, Means that they got there pretty quickly, but not quickly enough. By the time they got there, they were like already halfway through their food supplies. So it's it's pretty intense, the supply system in this game, um, which is one of the best parts, to be honest. Man, it's so good. So we have our main castles here, as you can see. But we also have these other little places. These little nodes are tribes. These are tribes that aren't affiliated with any clan, but aren't powerful enough to actually be their own clan, pretty much. But the little percentage shows you how much they support your clan and compared to others. Now, we're the only clan in this area, so you can see the other clan there is called Independence. And what that means is once the support gets high enough to 100%, we can actually ask the tribe to immigrate with nearby cities, and they'll actually add to the population of the cities, increasing their income and such, which is awesome. Now, if there was a contingent clan, or this was like a clan on the border, or because sometimes you can actually influence tribes that are close to your enemies and stuff, but they'll actually support you in battle. For example, I believe I saw that happening over here. If I just quit real quick. I saw it happening. Aha, yes. The Mori clan is assaulting this castle here. Mori has 2 of their own troops here, with Taru Watanabe and Takakage oh boy, Kobayakawa's unit, and but they also have this green guy here, who is Arita Boss. So he's not an actual real name character. This is just indicating that there are tribes supporting him. So these 400 troops are basically free troops that are coming from, let's see, they have the little money symbol, which are coming from this tribe all the way over here. And they'll just spawn in and help them out if this clan has more support than the clan they're attacking. Of course, vice versa happens if the other clan. Ooh, this guy looks like a badass. Has something else going. Ooh, badass alert. Let's take a look at this guy. Itsumo Daimyo. He was the Itsumo Daimyo. He became head of the clan after his grandfather Tsunuhisa died. He died while fighting against Motonari Mori. My god. Anyways, so what was I gonna do? I was going to... So let's go ahead and influence these clans, because these tribes. These tribes have no reason for existing right now, because they're not going to support me in battle unless I really get steamrolled and I get pushed all the way back to these lines. They'll be much more useful actually being a part of the population in my clan. Because of course, like I said before, if you increase the population of the castle, eventually you'll get a pop where you can develop around the castle and stuff. So, as you can see, as I select each castle, it recommends somebody with high intelligence. I'm going to want to avoid the overseers here because they got other things they got to do. Only 99, fuck me. It has to be 100% in order for them to become part of your clan and stuff. But as you can see, whenever you do an action in this game, a particular intelligent officer will be selected as your advisor, and he'll tell you whether or not that's going to be going well or bad. And he's just all like, with things as they are now, they'll have no choice but to listen to us. And I'm like, oh wow, thanks, dude. Thanks for the advice. You're so great. I love you. So I'm just going to do that with all the clans in this immediate area. Ooh, so yeah, we're going to be immigrating at least 2 of these clans into our actual tribes, into our actual clan here. What else should we do? We can upgrade our bases. Now, upgrading castles is great. As you can see, I can upgrade every single castle. But when you open it up, there's actually multiple layers of what you can do. The most vital one, of course, is making the walls stronger, which means because the sieges work much like they do in like a Paradox game, like Crusader Kings 2. Basically, the keep has a HP amount, 1,000, and the sieging force needs to exceed that HP amount in order to actually do attrition and begin starting to capture the castle and lower the morale of the garrison inside. You can, if you don't have enough troops, you can lower the HP number by actually storming the castle, but then your troops take damage as well. So it's better just to overwhelm them with lots of troops. But sometimes there's not enough room on the battlefield to actually do that. So it's complicated. I don't want to upgrade, mainly because it's expensive, and it's really only going to benefit me if I get attacked. And like I said, I don't think I'm going to get attacked too much in this game. Then again, I've never played through an entire campaign, so who knows? Maybe the AI will go crazy once I capture a certain number of territories. But something that's interesting here is castle facilities. Now, everything here just as sort of defensive measures. Castle facilities are actually domestic and military stuff that helps out your economy, which is great. And if I go back here, as I hover over the castle, so you can see in the bottom right there that there's certain special facilities I can build. Some castles have a bunch that you can build, but you need to meet the prerequisite development in order to actually do that. And all my castles aren't developed at all, so we're not going to be actually building anything in our castles at all for a while, probably. What was I gonna do now? Got some diplomacy here. I don't know if I want to mess with that. I was trying to convince an officer to betray his lord when I invaded. Ooh, Oh, talk to that guy. Whoa! He looks like a badass. Wait, where'd that guy I was actually trying to convince go? I don't know. There was some guy I was trying to make discontent. But none of them have discontent. So you raise discontent, which sort of acts like a currency to actually make them do dirty things. They can betray their leader during a fight. They can just defect to your side. They can agree not to attack you. If you attack back, there's a few things. Okay, but like I said, I wanted to actually. Oh my gosh, we're already like halfway through the video. I want to actually try to maybe get through a turn. So. What was I gonna do? So I basically this turn I'm probably just gonna develop these tribes to try to get them to join us. Another thing I could do is I could develop some roads because I have a bunch of labor and a bit of cash. Not too much cash though. Road development is also important for the economy. Roads you develop around castles increase the rate at which they gain population, and they also increase the speed in which armies move across them. Like I said, in that last war I had, the supply lines were pretty stretched, mainly because some of these roads weren't very well developed. So there is an incentive to not only build roads around the cities, but actually to build actual routes so your armies can traverse across them faster. Um, Now, I usually like to start with my bigger cities first. This is one of my bigger cities. So I'm going to go ahead and try to max out those roads a little bit more. That's going to cost me all my money and most of my labor. That means I'm not going to be developing as much this turn. Which is fine. Now, building roads does take forever. But my daughter here, Mari, she's really good at doing it. Because she's a very good politician at 13 years old. So we're going to go ahead and tell her, hey, go build a road for 2 months. Okay? And tell me how it goes. And my man here thinks it's a wonderful idea. So we're going to go ahead and do it. I'll begin to improve the roads immediately. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Yes. She's the best. Okay. So what else? There's actually some more tribes I can improve here. But I don't really have the people to do it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and be broke. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and end my turn now. But before I do that, what I like to do before any turn, if I have some labor and some cash left over, I go ahead and develop my provinces. 2 ways you can develop your provinces on the screen. You can either go through each individual castle, tell it to increase one of these numbers to make things slightly better, or you can just do suggestions and it does automatically, which is the way I prefer to do it because no matter what they choose, it's going to be a benefit to you. And believe me, after you go through each provinces, each individual city, telling it specifically what you want it to make. Once after the 10th time, you're just like, okay, just forget this. Which is kind of why Taishi, the newest Nobunaga Ambitions game, it's kind of the reason why I can't stand Taishi is because you know how we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have like 10 castles here, each have their own little buildings and stuff. Well, in Taishi, there's not as many castles, but there's a billion, zillion provinces that are in between the castles, and each one can hold one building, and you have to build each one individually and place the buildings manually, and it gives me a headache. Also, it's very blue, and that gives me a headache as well. This game has beautiful green and nature, and you can zoom all the way down and see the trees. Oh, it's so... Oh, look at the fucking god rays. Oh, it's so good, and the music's great. So yeah, nothing against Taishi. I think Taishi has the best intro out of all the Nobunaga Ambition games. Go watch that intro for Nobunaga's Ambition. Taishi is my all-time favorite opening cinematic. But as for the game itself, the AI is great, but I mean, this just makes me feel cozy inside. Like, unlike that game. And that if grand strategy game needs to accomplish anything, it needs to give you that cozy, warm feeling where you can just sort of sit back, relax, sip on your Monster energy drink, and just have a good time. Get on it, you know? Okay. Ooh, oh shit. Wow. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and turn. But before we do that, maybe I should award a castle. But I have some troops coming back, and the thing is, once these guys get over here, there's probably going to be a couple decent officers that are going to be willing to join me, but they're going to hate my guts. So in order to make them happier, I'll just go ahead and assign them to a castle, which is this castle. So we're going to wait till these guys get back. But okay, we're going to end the turn. I'll actually show you what end turn looks like, because it's actually pretty interesting. Okay, so as you can see here, I ended the turn, and now everything is actually in real time. As the time ticks on, it's going to be going by day, and every single turn is a month in this game. And if you zoom in, you can actually see the troops sort of rushing all the way back across the roads of Japan. It's pretty great. And you can see everybody else doing their own thing. So this is great because this means this game actually sort of has a WeGo system. It's not really a WeGo system. It's more like a stop, do all your domestics, and then real-time strategy game because you can actually control your military units and do whatever while the month plays on, and pause whenever you want, which is also pretty nice. It's pretty chill. Yeah. So these guys are gonna march back. They actually might not make it back home by the end of the month. My roads aren't super developed. I need to work on that. I should focus on that. There's a lot of things to do in this game, a lot of things to focus on. And like I said, ooh. Okay, right, because we asked for that promotion. There's the courtier. I would love to grant your wish, but perhaps with a gift of 3,000 gold. I forgot they asked for money. Oh, I don't have money. Well, forget we said anything then. Okay, so maybe they'll let me ask again. Okay, this guy ran out of supplies, so now the units are going to slowly start to desert, or die off, however you want to interpret that.
Your orders.
Interpretate.
Here's last month's balance. Reporting in.
Ooh. So at the end of, at the beginning of every turn, you have this little council, and they tell you just what's sort of going on. Como tribe has sworn allegiance to us. Appeasement brought quite the results. Togo tribe support us. These are all the tribes and stuff. My training has paid off, and I have grown. My plans shall grow ever more elaborate. Good job, Katsuhusi, Sasi, Samatsu. I think that's one of my sons. I don't even know. One of the things I wish this game had was a proper family tree, but it's Koei Tecmo, and they've been keeping things very similar, very close to how they've been doing things since '86. So that's why the UI isn't. The UI is incredible in this game compared to the older games for sure. Very up to date. But some of the more user-friendly features, like a family tree and stuff, it's just something that they don't focus on. They focus purely on the numbers and the statistics in terms of running their games, which is fine. And it makes it feel different and fresh. But hey, look, we made it through a turn. It's now June 1545. And these guys still haven't made it home yet, which means we're still going to hold off on actually assigning this castle. There's no rush there anyways. But yeah, now we're going to go ahead and simulate these tribes. As you can see, they're both at 100%. We'll go ahead and do that, and they will actually
do our utmost.
Oh my gosh, he was a freaking ninja. All right, let us move into Kamotsuki Castle and aid our new leader, Takahisa. The simulation of the tribe has brought many people to Kamotsuki Castle. Shall we expand the town? Maybe.
We work for you now.
We should move! Yay! There was no tribes to be assimilated. What? What does that even mean? That's weird. Anyways, the population of this place has increased probably. Or maybe they went over here. I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and increase. Spend a whole turn. We'll put someone who's garbage at it, just to put it at 100%. Good job, Bo. Good job, bro. And then, we should talk to more tribes. Like this one. Well, actually, do I want to keep these tribes? Because if I get attacked, they're going to have to go through this mountain pass. I'm probably going to capture this city first, if I'd ever decide to attack them. So I'll tell you what. I'll keep the horse tribe, but we're gonna abduct this tribe. I mean, assimilate. Assimilate. Diplomacy. I'm still working on diplomacy with the Uchi clan, but I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to conquer them. That's the problem with diplomacy in this game. It's all about building trust, which is basically another sort of currency. And you spend trust to obtain alliances and stuff. The amount of trust you gain per turn is determined by the intelligence of the officer, along with how much the clan actually, what their affinity of the clan is to you. For example, these hostile clans, it's kind of hard to build trust with them because they hate me. But these guys who are in awe, it's going to be easier because they're like, oh my god, we want to, why don't you just make us a vassal already? Please don't kill us. Which I'm going to do anyways. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we are going to, okay, this clan, this one definitely can get assimilated. Just continue to assimilate some clans. Shit, we're broke again. In terms of me playing strategy games, I really do enjoy them. Mainly because they tell a story in a sort of scale that's unseen in any other sort of video game. Like, I love the sense of scale. The stories feel like true, like epic, like operas and stuff, which is why Grand Strategy is so great in particular. So since I enjoy playing them for the stories, that sort of tells you how I play them, in terms of like strategically and stuff. And that is, I'm not super great. Sometimes I just flat out don't pay attention to things because I don't care. I just do things sort of. I try to do things as best I can. I mean, don't get me wrong. I try to do things in my favor, but I don't try to micromanage or do things as efficiently as possible. Not purposely, but just because if there's a certain thing that I don't certain aspect of the game that I don't feel like delving in, or I feel like the time invested in won't give me as much benefit, I'll kind of just ignore it. But that's what being a ruler is all about. Like, rulers sort of historically, you know, they didn't control everything. They just sort of went day by day. Which is sort of how I like to play. Cool. Appease the tribe, increase their support. God, we are broke. We're gonna actually develop this turn. And we're not going to focus on building any more roads. We have so much labor left over, it's criminal. But that's okay. Policies. So this is a policy screen.
Enact a policy.
These are passive buffs that you can put over your clan. They cost a shit ton of money to actually maintain. Each one has an upkeep, but as you can see, they actually do things. And the policies you can choose is determined by how progressive or conservative your clan is. You can see this little arrow here that determines how progressive or conservative your clan is and where you sort of at on sort of politically with that. And right now we're a progressive people, but I want to get even higher than that to actually, because top tier policies actually allow you to increase how powerful your troops are. Specifically your troops, because there's like, oh my gosh, I can go on about like how there's two different types of troops in this game and stuff, because there's troops which come from conscripts, and then there's militia, which are just the normal population. The difference between the two is nothing. Both units just add to your total unit pool for each castle. They just add them together. But what the true difference is that troops and militia each have two different things to actually improve how they fight. You'll find that militia buffs are found in the conservative, and troop buffs are found in the progressive. And since we're mostly in progressive anyways, we might as well try to keep going there. But also they give you musket buffs, which is pretty cool. Now, in terms of muskets, you can see we have none. You can purchase them from merchants,
anything you want.
but we're broke. So, I'm not very good at managing money in this game. Go figure. But we're going to go ahead and end the turn again. Just because I really want to get those officers over here so I can redeploy them. Another cool thing about this game is that you can create your own officers, give them real portraits, and you can even edit your own scenarios. And I think, does this one have random map? I think it might, where it just randomly places clans everywhere. It's pretty great. But you can even set up your own clan, own like a random castle in Japan, and then add like only created officers to it. There's a lot of people on YouTube that enjoy doing that. Yeah, it's pretty dope. Having all your buddies in your own clan and just trying to conquer Japan. Okay, so these guys have finally showed up. All of them are willing to join me because they realized they were screwed to begin with, probably. So we're gonna just select all here. We're gonna get 7 new officers. That's a lot. Now this guy, Yoshishiro Sagara. Oh, I think I said it was like this Sanano clan. No, there is the Sagara clan. I need a little bit more time to sort matters out. I'll go cool my head off for the time. When I return, I will swear loyalty to you. Yeah, so this is the leader of the clan. He doesn't want to just outright join me because that would be pretty shameful. But everybody else is like, yeah, cool, very well. I shall do all I can for you. Now they say that, but they probably hate my guts. But yeah, whenever you capture a leader, he'll always sort of go off and then come back. Recruiting officers isn't too difficult in this game. Oh. Well, you know what? Fuck you anyways. So this fucking guy, I'll tell you about this guy. This fucking guy, I captured his territory, but then I graciously let him back in my lands. I heard he had some troubles with me. I gave him his own castle, you know, his own bed, roof over his head. This is how he treats me. This is how he fucking treats me. You fucking cocksucker. Okay, so, yeah. He's gonna go, turn coat to the Otomo clan. Which is fine. I mean, whatever. Who needs ya? Also, he kind of had an attitude about him, too. I mean, every time he walked in the room, he was just like, ah! But yeah, you know what? Who needs ya? Who needs ya? This is terrible! It's not. Okay, Tadaki, you've been a member of my family for a long time now. You know, you're like the wisest guy here, but it's not that bad. We'll survive, okay? I didn't want him anyways. He was the lord of this castle, though, so now we got 2 villagers. That just means more people get to be more lords, so hey. He wasn't too terrible, though, which is kind of why I wanted to keep him around, that one guy. But, okay. Well, we're almost done with the second video here as soon as this turn ends. We can also fast forward, which is pretty handy-dandy. I'll go ahead and do that now. We've done enough diplomacy on the Uchi clan to form a 6-month alliance. Shall we continue diplomacy? Well, she's a little older. I should be more like, we've done enough diplomacy on the Uchi clan to form a 6-month alliance. Shall we continue diplomacy? No. Because I probably have to take their territory anyways. 6-month alliance will be good enough. I really just want to be able to form a truce with them.
Here's last month's balance.
So they don't attack me.
In.
My training has paid off. Appeasing the commercial have worked off well. Yeah. Okay. But we'll go ahead and end the second video now. Yeah, hey, we got through like 2 turns that time. Wow. Progress.